All right, question number 4 says, after giving a statistic exam, Professor Dang determined the following 5-number summary from her class. We're going to use this information to draw a box plot. Okay, so we can freehand one, but mainly the first value, the smallest value, they already have them in order, is the minimum. And so we want to look at these box plots and see which one has a line that is approximately at 56. Then on the upper end, we want to see the end of the box plot. The line should end around about 94. And then the box itself has Q1, Q2, and Q3, or the median. And each of those lines would represent each of these values here. So looking here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So it looks like each of these are counting by maybe 5, 65, 70, 75, 80. So if we're looking at 60, this would be 55 roughly, and that line looks pretty close to 55 or 56. Here looks about the same, and if this is 55, that looks like it goes past. So C would be out. I would get rid of C based on just the minimum. Then if we looked at 94, that's just a hair short of the 95 line, as that one is as well. So now let's look at the quartile. So 64, that looks about right. 73, so if this is 75, that number looks to be above. So I would get rid of A. Let's check those here. So say 64 looks good. If this is 65, 70, this would be 75. That median is about in the right spot. So just based on the positioning of the lines according to the number line, the labeling, B would be your best answer. All right, 5, we have some data. We're going to complete parts A through C. So first we want to do a 5-number summary. So this time I want to do it with StatCrunch. So there's some instructions in the textbook if you don't follow these, but it pops the information here for you. You're going to go to graph. We're going to go down to box plot. We only have one column that has information in it, so that's going to be variable 1. You have to click it and it will select that. Then you want to use fences as outliers. We want to draw the boxes horizontally. There's a lot of options that you can play with, so you can kind of look there. I think we want to use the same x-axis if we had more than one. We only have one, so we're going to compute. Once you do that, it draws the box plot for you. As you hover your cursor, if you stop it anywhere, it shows you those values. So it tells you the IQR, interquartile range, the number of values, lower limit, upper limit, and all the quartiles. So I don't know that I can get it. So yeah, I'm clicking and it's doing some extra stuff. Let me clear that. I was hoping that I can click and get it to stay. That's not what I want to do. All right, so I'm just going to hover over and I'll have to type them one at a time. So lower limit 0. We got 0.12, 0.925. The 925, we're going to round to 2 decimal places, so it's going to be about 0.93. And then the last two values for Q3 would be 1.83, and then 3.44, 1.83, 3.44. All right. The next one wants us to pick out the correct box plot. So again, I'm just going to kind of look at the measurements. We're going to start at 0. We're going to be about 0.12, which that looks kind of big. 0, 0.12. And then we want to be at about 0.93. So C looks the best. This one doesn't even have the tails on it, so I wouldn't even consider B. And then based on the box plot, we want to determine the distribution. So according to box plot C, because there's a long tail on the right-hand side, that would indicate the presence of this graph being skewed to the right. So I'm going to say skewed to the right.